Hello guys, S2W here with your next casual consumer's perspective review. I'm late at reviewing this sneaker that was released about 2 weeks ago from this video's upload date. It was this colorway that made me realize that this silhouette is once again becoming really difficult to get. Today, we have the adidas Yeezy Boost 350 V2 glow in the dark here for a review. If this video has helped you in any way, please don't forget to subscribe and help the channel out. As I recall, these only drop at a few in-store locations here in Toronto, including select flagship Adidas original stores and 2 sneaker boutiques. As I've heard, there were only about 10 pairs at the Adidas locations, and since there were no raffles, it's basically impossible to grab a pair unless you're a fan of first come first serve. I was not able to grab a pair during Yeezy Supply's shock drop and did not pass the queue online at Adidas Canada. However, I somehow magically was able to grab this pair we have today over at Kith online, which it feels forever since I last copped something there. Regardless, blessed to have this W and a review for you guys, so let's take a closer look at this sneaker. Now essentially, the whole shoe is the same as all the previous 350 V2 Yeezys in terms of the aesthetic, construction, and quote-unquote materials. The upper is created with Prime Knit, which is Adidas' flagship knit textile known for being lightweight, breathable, and flexible. Now the recent change to the upper's visual design since the static 350 V2 continues on into the second quarter of 2019 on this colorway, featuring a lateral translucent stripe made out of mesh. On this colorway though, the mesh material has a beige-like tint, which I personally find it odd as it doesn't really match the overall neon green colorway. It's especially noticeable at the front of the toe box where the internal caging with multiple holes is sticking out like a sore thumb because the cage is also beige in shading. The internal ankle cushioning at the back, along with the suede eye stay under the middle of the stripe, has a green tint on the material, but this beige colored stripe has made it yellowish in color regardless. This is honestly the only thing I would change personally to make the whole colorway more uniform. Otherwise, since the stripe is brightly translucent, the color of our socks on this colorway will be clearly visible. Stretch wise, there won't be much except the Prime Knit on the medial midfoot area. The lateral mesh, internal caging, and the ankle cushioning is hindering the knit's full elastic potential. We will also see the same iconic clean crisscross stitching running across the middle of the upper like previous releases, the same rope lacing style threaded through the upper, and the same heel pull design stitched right at the back of the shoes. On my right pair though, I have to point out the QC is not that great considering the tab is stitched on behind the stripe. But at this point, I'm just nitpicking considering the limited availability of this colorway. Inside the shoe, we'll see a neon green foam insole with texture and comfort just like all the previous releases. Under the insole is the same unique designs and logos that we've been always seeing on previous Yeezy 350 V2 insoles. Here is a closer look at the smooth buttery suede overlays hugging around the eye stays, strengthening the knit. While at the center of the upper, we'll see the same fabric overlay covering up the rigid stitchwork at the top, and in the end, protecting the top of our feet. At the back internally, we will see again the same 3 stripes branding, and of course, it's 3M reflective as well. Midsole and outsole wise, the ribbed and inflated plastic casing shelters the full-length Boost midsole cushioning on the inside. It is Adidas' currently, to many, most comfortable cushioning that they have to offer, mostly due to its softness and bouncy properties like walking on pillows. And then towards the back, notice the neon green midsole will suddenly turn yellowish. This is in fact a second piece belonging to the rubber outsole underneath. There have been certain colorways before that we see a change in color as well, in which they fixed on re-releases, but I guess they've opted out again for that different shading aesthetic on this one. Anyways, here are some Adidas Yeezy Boost 350 V2 glow in the dark fit footage. Sizing wise, I always go up a half size on 350 V2s as I have wide feet. Ever since this mesh stripe design came out though, I do have to say the model fitted looser, but the toe box sits so aggressively low that it still sometimes put pressure on my toes. So for me personally, a half size up is still the sizing to go for. Again, you'll have to trust your instinct if it's your first Yeezy. If in fact you went true to size and they fit too tight, I guess you can always take out the insole to compensate for some spacing. Comfort wise, the cushioning is very comfortable. One of the softest Boost cushioning you can feel if you want to try the technology. But like I've just mentioned, the shallow toe box could kill some of our toes depending on our foot shape, which is a bummer. But aside from that, it's still a fashionable item. But colorway wise, it depends if you like flashy sneakers. These are really loud and bright, but the most important feature to me personally is the glow in the dark feature. Some may say it's a gimmick, but there's still a child in me that makes me filled with joy when I see them glow like this. To my surprise, they do glow pretty brightly, but that's because my light equipment has shined on them for some time. The potential for these to glow this bright in real world situation is low, but I have a feeling it's possible if you're wearing them out on a bright sunny day. The prime knit and rope laces do glow in the dark as well. It does not only pertain to the midsole and outsole. You would most likely have to charge the shoe for some time at a light source, and again in real world situations it may not be easily achievable. Due to this special glow treatment, the shoe does retail $30 more in the US, and in Canada as well if I recall correctly. At $250 US, it's a hefty price to pay at retail. But if you're a fan of Yeezys or simply have a heart for glow-in-the-dark features, then it's a nice collectible colorway. Wearability wise though, in daylight, that may take some confidence to do for a flashy sneaker such as this. As always, throw me some likes if you like this video, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and let me know in the comments what you think about this gimmick. It may not be the best colorway to rock at day, but it sure won't be the worst to rock at night. That's it for today. S2W signing off.